This video is for Algebra Section 8.6, multiplying a polynomial by a monomial. Our learning goal, the learner will apply knowledge of polynomials to multiply them by a monomial. There is no new vocabulary, still using the same terms, such as polynomials and monomials. Prerequisite skills, you need to know how to multiply monomials, adding and subtracting polynomials, and you need to still remember which things are like terms. It's very important. Alright, starting with number 1. We have x times the quantity 5x plus x squared. All this means this is basically distributive, which you're used to doing. I'm going to distribute this x to here. So x times 5x is what I'm going to write. This is my work step. And then x times x squared. X times 5x is 5x squared. X times x squared is x to the third. And if we want to write them in descending order, which we should get used to doing, it's going to be x to the third plus 5x squared, because this is a higher power than that. Number 3. Negative 2xy times 2y plus 4x squared. Again, we're distributing. So negative 2xy times 2y plus negative 2xy times 4x squared. Okay, you're going to multiply your coefficients. Keep the negative because there is negative times positive, so it's going to be a negative answer. 2 and 2 get me 4. X, there's no x's to combine that with. Y times y becomes y squared. Same thing here, start with the coefficients. It's going to be a negative. 2 times 4 gave me 8. X times x squared gives me x to the third. And y doesn't have anything to multiply with, so it just stays there. And we do want to get in the habit again of putting our x's in order. You don't have to do this, but you should. Negative 8x to the third y minus 4xy squared. And that's it. Make sure you are not combining these. These are not like terms. They do have the same letters, but they're not the same powers. You can't add them if they don't have the same powers. Okay, number 5. We have 3x times x to the fourth plus x to the third plus x squared. So again, I'm going to distribute. So 3x times x to the fourth plus 3x times x to the third plus 3x times x squared. 3 x to the first basically times x to the fourth times x to the fifth because I add the exponents. 3 is the only coefficient. X times x to the third becomes x to the fourth. 3 again. X1 and 2 gives me x to the third. That's it. Number 7. Negative 4cx times 10 plus 3x. Distribute negative 4cx times the 10 and negative 4cx times 3x. Put my coefficients together. Negative 4 times 10 is negative 40cx, because there's no other variables. Negative 4 times positive 3 is negative 12cx squared. If you don't want to put them in the right order, you don't have to. You could leave it that way. Or you could rewrite it with this one first because the power is higher. Either way. Number 9. 2x squared y squared times 3xy plus 2y plus 5x. So distribute 2x squared y squared times 3xy plus 2x squared y squared times 2y plus 2x squared y squared times 5x. Okay. Multiply my coefficients, so 2 times 3 is 6. Look at your variables, so I have an x squared and I have an x. When I'm multiplying those, I'm going to add the exponents. Same thing with the y's, add my exponents, 2 plus 1 is 3. Multiply my coefficients, 2 times 2 gives me 4. There are no other x's, so it's still x squared. Y squared times y, add the exponents, you get the third power. Multiply my coefficients, 2 times 5 is 10. X squared times x to the third. Y squared doesn't have anything to combine with. And that would be my answer. Moving on to number 11. Give myself some space here. Oops. Number 11 is the same idea, just a little extra step in there. And it does say simplify, so we're going to have to make sure all our like terms are together. So I'm going to distribute again through the parentheses. So negative x times 2x squared plus, oops, sorry, negative, oh, that looks weird, sorry. Negative x times 2x squared plus negative x times negative 4x, there we go, minus 6x squared. Okay, negative times 2 would give me negative 2. X times x squared is x to the third. Negative times negative is going to be positive. 4 is my only coefficient. X times x gives me x squared minus 6x squared. And there are like terms. These are the same variable to the same power, so I can combine those. 4x squareds and negative 6x squareds is negative 2x squareds. So that's my answer. Number 13. We have 4r times 2r squared minus 3r plus 5 plus 6r times 4r squared plus 2r plus 8. Alright, so I've got two sets that I have to distribute basically. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do this one the same way. So I'm going to have 4r times 2r squared plus 4r times negative 3r plus 4r times 5 plus 6r times 4r squared plus 6r times 2r plus 6r times 8. I kind of ran out of room there. It's alright, there's an 8 there. Alright, each term has to be multiplied through. Multiply the coefficients. 4 times 2 gives me 8. R times r squared is r to the third. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. R times r gives me r squared. 4 times 5 is 20r. 6 times 4 is 24. R times r squared becomes r to the third. 6 times 2 is 12r squared. And 6 times that 8 that you can't see over there gives you 48r. Now I need to look for any like terms. Easiest way to do that is just look for the highest powers. So I have a r to the third. There's another r to the third. So 24 plus 8 should give me 32 r to the thirds. Okay. Then I have a negative 12r squared and a positive 12r squared. Those canceled out because negative and positive. 20r and 48r becomes 68r. And I've used all my terms, so I'm done. Number 15. We have 2b times b squared plus 4b plus 8 minus 3b times 3b squared plus 9b minus 18. First thing I would do is change this to plus and negative so I don't forget about it. Then I'm going to distribute, so 2b times b squared, 2b times 4b, 2b times 8. Negative 3b times 3b squared, negative 3b times 9b, and negative 3b times negative 18. Okay, multiply each term. So 2b and b squared, just a 2, and b to the third. 2 times 4 is 8b squared because there's b times b. 2 times 8 is 16 with a b. Negative 3 times positive 3 will be negative 9. B times b squared will be b to the third. Negative 3 times positive 9 is negative 27. Times b is b squared. Negative 3 times positive 18 is positive 50, negative 3 times negative 18 is positive 54 with the b. Again, my highest powers are the third, and there's another third, so plus add the 2 and the negative 9, I will get negative 7b to the third. Then I've got a b squared, and a b squared, positive 8, and negative 27 would be negative 19b squareds. Positive 16b and positive 54b would be positive 70b. And that's my answer. Alright, clear the page. Number 17. They gave us 2 times 4x squared minus 2x minus 3 times negative 6x squared plus 4 plus 2x times x minus 1. Okay, there are 3 sets now, but I'm still doing the same thing. Got to distribute these through each set of parentheses. That's all I'm doing. Alright, so 2 times 4x squared plus 2 times negative 2x. Make this a negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 6x squared. Negative 3 times 4. And 2x times x. And 2x times negative 1. 2 times 4 gives me 8x squared. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4x. Negative 3 times negative 6 is positive 18x squared. Negative 3 times positive 4 is negative 12. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times negative 1 is negative 2x. Alright, put my highest powers. There's a squared, there's a squared, there's a squared. So 8 plus 2 would be 10, plus 18 would be 28x squared. Then I have negative 4x and negative 2x would be negative 6x. And I still have that negative 12 in the middle. Alright, that's the bottom of the first page. On the next page, it's the same basic idea, but you have to solve the equation. Whoops. It's a negative. 2 times quantity a minus 3 equals 3 times negative 2a plus 6. So again, I want to distribute, so I'd have 2a minus 6, because I distributed, and negative 6a plus 18. Okay, once everything is done on both sides of the equal sign, you basically have to work them separately first. I can't do anything over here, and I can't do anything over here. That's when you can start bringing stuff across the equal sign. So I want to get my a's together, so I'm going to choose to add 6a, so that they'll all be on the left. So that will give me 8a minus 6 equals 18, so those canceled. Then I want to add 6 to get it over there, and that'll give me 8a equals 24. Divide by 8 to get a by itself, and a is equal to 3. Alright, on to number 3. We have 3x times x minus 5 minus 3x squared equals negative 30. So again, I'm going to distribute. 3x times x gives me 3x squared. 3x times negative 5 is negative 15x. Bring everything else down. Positive 3x squared and negative 3x squared will cancel each other out. So now I have negative 15x equals negative 30. Divide by negative 15 to get x by itself. And x is equal to negative divided by negative is going to be positive 2. Okay, let's try number 5. So 4 times 2p plus 1 minus 12p equals 2 times 8p plus 12. Distribute again. 4 times 2p is going to give me 8p. 4 times 1 gives me 4. 2 times 8p is 16p. 2 times 12 is 24. Combine anything you can on each side. So I have an 8p and a negative 12p. Those are like terms. So I can put them together. 8 and negative 12 is negative 4p. Okay. I can't do anything on this side, and I can't do anything on this side, so I can start bringing things across. I'm going to add 4p to get all my p's together. So I have 4 equals 20p plus 24. Subtract 24 to get all my numbers on the other side. Get negative 20 equals 20p. Divide by 20 to get my p by itself. Negative 20 divided by 20 is negative 1. Alright, on to number 7. Oops. We have negative 2 times 4y minus 3 minus 8y plus 6 equals 4 times y minus 2. Again, do my distributing first. Negative 2 times positive 4y, negative 8y. Negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. Negative 8y plus 6. Let's bring those along. Distribute here. 4 times y is 4y. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Work on each side separately. Find any like terms. These two are like terms. Negative 8y and negative 8y is negative 16y. And positive 6 and positive 6 is positive 12. I'm going to choose to add 16y now, that everything's done on each side. I get 12 equals 20y minus 8. Add 8 to both sides. 20 equals 20y. Divide by 20 to get y by itself. And y is 1. Alright. Moving on to number 9. 3 times x squared minus 2x equals 3x squared plus 5x minus 11. Again, distribute. 3 times x squared is 3x squared. 3 times negative 2x is negative 6x. Bring everything else down. So we still have everything equal. There's a 3x on each side. There's no like terms I can deal with on each side, but there's a 3x on each side, so they will cancel. And then I'm going to choose to subtract 5x from both sides so that all my x's are on the left. So I get negative 11x equals negative 11, because those canceled. Divide by negative 11, and x equals 1. Number 11. 3 times 2h minus 6 minus 2h plus 1 equals 9. Distribute, so I'm going to say 3 times 2h is 6h. 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. You do need to distribute this negative, so change to plus, negative, negative. So basically minus 2h minus 1. Combine any like terms I can. I have a 6h and a negative 2h. That's 4h's. And I have a negative 18 and a negative 1. That's negative 19. Add 19 to get all my numbers on the other side. I would have 4h equals 28. Divide by 4. And h is 7. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and clear the page. I got 2 problems left. Number 13. 3 times x plus 2 plus 2 times x plus 1 equals negative 5 times x minus 3. I think I just copied the wrong problem. I did, sorry. I guess we were doing out of order. This is number 15 because I copied it already. We'll do 13 afterward. All right. Distribute. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 1 is 2. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15. Combine my like terms. I have a 2x and a 3x. That's 5x. And I have a 6 and a 2. That's 8. Okay. In this case, when I add 5x, all my x's will get on the left. So I'll get 10x plus 8. Those will cancel. I'll get 15. Subtract 8. 10x equals 7. Divide by 10. And x is going to be 7 over 10. We're going to get a whole number answer. That's okay. Okay, do number 15. Sorry, that was 15. I did them out of order. So I'll go back and do number 13 since I skipped it. Sorry. 3 times 2a minus 6 minus negative 3a minus 1 equals 4a minus 2. Distribute. 3 times 2a is 6a. 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. Distribute this negative, so plus, positive, positive, plus 3a plus 1. And bring down my 4a minus 2. Combine my like terms. 3a and 6a is 9a. Negative 18 and positive 1 is negative 17. Bring down the 4a minus 2. Now I can bring things across, so I'm going to subtract 4a. Gives me 5a minus 17 equals negative 2, because those canceled. Add 17. 5a equals 15. Divide by 5. A is 3. And that is the end of the video for section 8.6.